Hello, I'm Mr. Snapper.
And I'm Red Snapper.
And welcome to the big channel and Nutmeg working her way to her stage debut.
Yes. And we've got Buster pitter-pattering around today. Coca is sleeping.
As usual. So we have a story for you today. It's kind of a sad story, but it has a happy ending. But that's, be forewarned. If you're very sensitive about dog health issues, if you go to that Does the Dog Die website when you start a movie, you might want to skip this one because there is some sad stuff. But like I said, it does have a happy ending at the end.
It does have a happy ending. My parents bred dogs when I was a young adult. They bred German Shepherds. And they had a batch that caught Parvo. And it was very stressful. My mother did a lot of nursing of the puppies to make sure that they came through, and she learned everything there was to learn about Parvo. She no longer breeds dogs. But my mother, when I told her about Nutmeg and that I was working with a breeder and I was going to bring home this puppy, she said, make sure that you're covered in the Parvo department because you don't want to fall in love and then lose your puppy. You don't want to fall in love with a dog and then you're ready to bring them home and you already love them and they wind up with Parvo. So Nutmeg, I was supposed to pick her up on a Sunday. I had a show on Saturday, pick her up Sunday, and then I was taking off from my day job the first 3 days of the week so I could have a puppy moon with her and get to know her, help her get used to the space, not be as stressed. I got a call from the breeder the Wednesday of the week I was supposed to pick her up, and she said one of the dogs had loose poops. There were 3 dogs in this litter, 2 boys and little baby girl Nutmeg. So she wanted to postpone the pickup until the following week at some point. Give them a week to get better, just in case somebody is sick, so that I'm not bringing home a sick puppy. She was already my puppy. I had fallen in love with the dog. As my mother warned me, I fell in love with the dog. And I also had my schedule planned out. I was like, I've been waiting from the moment this puppy was conceived to bring this puppy to my house.
Which is the first time this has happened.
It's true. It's the first time this has ever happened, where we've been in the journey from conception to now.
Yeah, and Buster and Coca are both rescues.
Yes.
By comparison. So this is like a new experience for us.
It's true. And our first 2 dogs were purebreds, but we just kind of happened there was like a kismet to wind up with them. We wanted them, but we didn't know them until we met them. And this was the dog that we were in it to win it from the very beginning.
The very beginning.
We saw pictures of her on the day she was born. I was not going to wait. My dogs are on healthcare plans. They're up to date on all of their shots. We take very good care of them. And I have an environment that I can largely control. Even if Nutmeg likes to eat things that she shouldn't eat, I can largely control this environment. So she said, oh, I can bring the dog to you in the next week. And I'm like, I took off from work. If the dog is sick, everybody's got their Parvo shots, so we should be fine. In my house, we'll be fine. And if there's a deworming thing, we're fine. Everybody's dewormed. All of us are dewormed. So I wouldn't postpone pickup. And then she said, oh, things seem okay. We picked up the dog on a Sunday, brought her home. And she wasn't very hungry.
No. She was a bit lethargic.
She was, and she was smaller than we expected. The breeder's scale may have been off, and she had a surprise additional litter of puppies from another dog that she didn't realize had bred until, she had like 10 or 11 puppies or something come from the other one. And then this one, who was the perfect mother, this Nutmeg's mother, had 3 puppies, just 3. And she was amazing. And the other one was like, meh, not a great mama dog.
Yeah.
Chicken is a wonderful mama dog.
Oh yeah, great dog.
So she didn't have a big appetite, and we're like, oh no. And then the breeder texted to alert me that the other 2, that her litter mates, had parvo. Exactly what my mother warned me about. We took Nutmeg to the vet, and we were ready to put her on the health plan, and they said, you need to wait, because if you put her on the health plan and she does have parvo, you're going to be paying for the health plan for a year, where you could just pay for this visit today. And if anything goes wrong, then you aren't reminded every month with a bill for the next year and you can't transfer the health care.
Yeah.
They watched her for a day and they said, she needs to eat. She is not 2 pounds. We were told she was 4.
Yeah, she was not. She was a Farito.
She was very small. I'm sure you will see plenty of footage and pictures of her from when she was little bitty.
Very tiny.
They said feed her anything she will eat, anything that you can get into this puppy, because right now she needs to eat. Whether it's parvo or she's just distressed from being taken from her litter, feed her. We got some special pate. We fed her anything she would eat, noodles, fancy dog food,
noodles,
expensive dog food, and she ate.
Yep, poodles love noodles.
Poodles love noodles. She's still a finicky eater, and she wants to wait for everyone else to eat and then take her time eating. I mean, that's a habit for her. But she wasn't eating at all. Not really.
Yeah.
So I told the breeder what we were feeding her and how we were managing to make sure that she was eating.
Yeah.
And Nutmeg obviously made it through. Her siblings did not. And that's why it's so important to make sure that if you get a puppy, you know that they're up to date on their parvo everything, that they're well cared for on the parvo front. If you have a puppy that is lethargic, is not eating, contact your vet and ask them what to do. There's televet nowadays, so that you can reach out to them without taking the puppy in if you need to. You can do video, you can take pictures, anything you need to see to help them diagnose. Do you need to go into an office, or is this something that you can take care of at home? And if it's parvo, you got to see somebody.
Absolutely.
And that way you can get onto a treatment plan and you can sort out, what can I feed this dog? What am I allowed to? What do I need to? Are there any supplements that I need to pop in the food? So it was upsetting, because we had met her litter mates and they were adorable, and if we had space, then it would have we would have overwhelmed ourselves with dogs.
Yeah, absolutely, because they were adorable. They
were absolutely adorable.
But the good news the happy ending to the story is that we did get Nutmeg home before she had real parvo exposure, or at a point where treating her at home and making sure she was fed, and we were able to take her to the vet and really doing that kind of maintenance work to keep her healthy, kept her healthy. And she's with us today, and she is asleep on the floor because,
of course,
it's been a long day.
She's asleep on the floor in the middle of her own video. Having people to be able to watch the puppy like a hawk and not have to worry about other litters and other puppies. And we had one puppy who had potentially had parvo, and we were able to take care of that puppy in our home. So we dodged a bullet.
Yeah.
And we brought home this little Farito who has grown so thick and fluffy that the vet wants her to lose some weight.
Yeah.
Oops.
She's a finicky eater, but when she does eat, she eats.
Treats and noodles.
That's true.
Anyway, thank you for joining us. Please like and subscribe.
Hit the bell for notifications.
Yes. And we'll see you with more content soon.
Bye.
Bye.